You're walking down Broad Street, and you see a sign that says, Best Sandwiches in Town. So of course you walk in, but the only things you see on the menu are tacos. So you say, hey, there aren't any sandwiches on the menu. But the cashier says, tacos are sandwiches, idiot. But you know tacos aren't sandwiches, so you walk out, angry. We know hot dogs are a sandwich, because my friend Julian already proved that. But is a taco a sandwich? No, and I'm about to prove why. First, we have to understand what a taco is. A taco, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is, quote, a food item consisting of a tortilla, corn or flour, with any fillings eaten as a meal, end quote. Now that we know that, we have to figure out what a sandwich is. And according to the official Sandwich Council, a sandwich is, quote, an item of food consisting of 2 slices of bread, a roll, or a bun with any fillings eaten as a meal, end quote. Now these might sound similar, but they are wildly different. They are both food items, but this is where things start to get a little bit tricky. We have to ask the question, does a tortilla reach the requirements of bread? Either 2 slices of bread, a roll, or a bun. First, is a tortilla bread? Well, the definition of bread, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is a food item made from a dough of flour, water, and usually a leavening agent, which is moistened, kneaded, and baked, end quote. So does a tortilla meet these requirements? A tortilla is made of a dough, either wheat or corn flour, but almost never have a leavening agent, so it doesn't meet that requirement. For a food item to be considered a roll, it needs to be made of bread, so that's out of the picture. But a bun is defined as, quote, a small round piece of bread or pastry, end quote. And as we know, a tortilla is not bread, but maybe a pastry. The definition of a pastry, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is a baked good made from a stiff flour-based dough that is rich in fat, end quote. To define rich in fat, we will use a croissant as a benchmark. A croissant has 18 to 25 grams of fat per 100 grams of croissant, while a tortilla only has about 2 to 8 grams of fat per 100 grams of tortilla, so it wouldn't be considered a pastry, therefore not a bun, therefore not a sandwich. So we can definitively say a taco is not a sandwich. All of these statements came from trusted sites like the Merriam-Webster Dictionary and WildGrain. I have also watched multiple YouTube videos, including a court hearing from Panera, yes, that Panera, suing Qdoba, yes, that Qdoba, in Massachusetts in 2002. Yes, it was very hard to find. I also watched a food theory video, if you know you know, regarding the definition of a sandwich. Some people might say that a taco is a sandwich because that's what the USDA says, but that reasoning wouldn't work. Even though the United States Department of Agriculture says that, quote, a sandwich is a meat or poultry filling between 2 slices of bread, a bun, or a biscuit, or a wrap, end quote, the USDA is only responsible for the labeling of meat, poultry, or egg products. Therefore, the USDA has no real authority over the definition of a sandwich. With the total culmination of this information, sandwich and taco lovers everywhere can finally take a rest at the ever-ongoing question, is a taco a sandwich? Now that's a wrap.